Welcome to another episode of Whitetail Rendezvous, coming to you 6 days a week as we interview whitetail experts and hear their traditions and personal stories of the hunt. Learn more about the latest gear, discover proven tips, and the latest strategies so you can make your next hunt a success. Now, here's your host, Bruce Hutchin.
Welcome to another episode of Whitetail Rendezvous. We're heading out to New York and we're going to talk with Chris Avena. Now, Chris is the publisher of American Outdoor News. Welcome to the show again, Chris. And you were on a couple months ago and now you got your first quarterly out. So let's jump right in and tell the people where they need to go to and what they're going to find when they get there.
Bruce, thanks for having me on. Yeah, well, you could go to our website, AmericanOutdoorNews.com. and subscribe to the magazine. It's free, and it'll be delivered quarterly to your email. Or you can just go to our Facebook page, American Outdoor News, and you can subscribe there or just read the articles from the Facebook page.
Now, why'd you start this, Chris?
Well, I've been involved in the outdoor industry for a little while. I have a social network for hunters called See Me Hunt, and I was speaking with a friend of mine about buying a magazine. And they were just asking a crazy number for it. And I basically said, I don't need you. I could do this on my own. And, rather indignantly, he said, go ahead. And it was kind of a hold my beer moment. I basically said, okay. I found my software that worked for me and put together an amazing team of writers. And off we went. I launched one issue in 2017 going into SHOT Show. So I had something to speak to manufacturers about. And 2018 was our first full run. And we've been very fortunate with the feature stories and the interviews that we had. Last year, we had Donna Boddington, Lee and Tiffany, Jim Shockey, and Joe Montaigne on our 4 feature covers. This year, we just launched our first spring issue, Janawala on the cover. So we've been pretty fortunate with the people who have wanted to participate in the magazine. Larry Wizoon, God bless him. He writes in almost every issue for us. Gus Gangemi from Live the Wildlife TV. Jeff Fuller from Sporting Dogs TV. So I've been very fortunate with the people who've wanted to contribute to the magazine because the content is outstanding.
That's great. And I think, in this day and age where you're fighting for space and for time, congratulations on getting the magazine that's up and running and that's being successful. I know my friend over at Proas, Kirsty Pike, is one of your advertisers. And if you go through the magazine, you're going to see name brand people that are highly recognizable. So well done.
Well, I've been friends with Kirsty for a long time. Good people, always supported their product. And now she's there to support me. So, it's good to have friendships in the industry and I'm happy to have them aboard.
How do you get started in hunting?
That's kind of an interesting story. You think in New York, you don't think of hunting right away, but we do have some amazing hunting here in New York. I grew up, my dad was not an outdoorsman by any stretch of the imagination. It was my uncle who would always take me on camping trips with my cousins and we'd go hiking, and he really ingrained the outdoors in my DNA. And he was the one that took me on my first hunting trip, but it was really Teddy Roosevelt that inspired me to go hunting. We would go on field trips to Sagamore Hill growing up, his summer retreat, his Camp David, and I would see all his trophies on the wall, his African, his lions, Cape Buffalo, all kinds of exotic animals. And as a kid, I'd say, wow, that's what I want to do when I get older. And sure enough, my uncle took me on my first hunting trip, and I've been doing it since my mid-teens.
You think about that and the things that you've seen. What are some of the challenges to hunting today?
Oh, that's an interesting story. There's a lot of adversity, a lot of antis and the gun laws. There's so many things coming at us that is trying to inhibit our rights. I think the gun laws are a big factor in that.
What can a hunter do to make hunting more, mainstream?
Well, unity, for one, is a big help because there's so much interior strife. Who's a bow hunter? Who's a crossbow hunter? That's not hunting. I use a rifle. Who cares? To me, hunting is hunting. I'd hunt with a slingshot if I could. I think we have to come together as hunters and just get out there and support each other. and get kids into the outdoors. Start them young. If they don't want to hunt, just get them into the outdoors. Maybe they will at a later date.
Because we read a lot on social media. One thing just right now that we are our own worst enemy on social media, because a guy puts up a doe and they say, well, why'd you shoot the doe? Because I wanted to eat it.
Yeah, I agree.
That's why I put up, and you should say, hey, great, that's going to make great back straps, or you're going to have great hamburger throughout the year. Congrats to you, rather than all these snide remarks or otherwise. And I found, talking to ladies in the industry, even gets worse with ladies. They get out and they take an African game and they're ostracized. It's worse than that, actually. And
I agree. And I actually spoke to Melissa Bachman about that. She's going to be in one of my upcoming issues. It don't fit the left's narrative. Their definition, the woman is, supposed to be feminine and supposed to be in the kitchen. And you know what? You can be an outdoorsman and be feminine and be a woman in the outdoors. And some of the women that I know are just as good as any guy I know out there. And we should be there to support them. They're good hunters. They're teachable. They're skilled. They're great shooters. It's something to be commended. It's the fastest growing demographic in the industry right now.
yeah, it is. And I was fortunate to cover the 4 finalists for Extreme Huntress by Tom Opry, puts that up. And, I had each Tatiana and Meadow and Jamie and Eureka on the show, and we spoke to that. And these ladies are very, very successful individuals in their own right outside of hunting. And then they've chosen hunting as their platform because they just love it. It takes them around the world and they're very good at it. And you have ladies like this, you go, well, where's all this angst coming from? I just, it was hard to me to connect the dots. And I've fortunately never been in the crossfires of anybody, and I don't wish to be. I do this because I have a passion for the hunting tradition, being a hunter for 53 years.
I think it would be a tough argument for anybody, anti or otherwise, to claim that a woman who hunts is not a feminine or beautiful woman. I mean, look at the women that we have in the industry. We have Tiffany, we got Melissa, we got Jana. I mean, these are all beautiful women, and their skill far surpasses mine and many of the guys I know.
Yeah, well said. Let's take a walk through your magazine. So somebody goes to your site, American Outdoor News, and looks at your magazine. What are they going to see?
Well, it's a digital magazine. First thing you're going to see is, in this issue, you're going to see a fantastic cover of Janawala with a huge bear that she bagged last year, actually. And you'll be able to flip through it. You're going to see some articles written by some of the top names in the industry about Texas exotics. Let's just go through this issue, for instance. First thing you're going to see is some fantastic ads. Dallas Safari Club. We partnered with Dallas Safari Club this year. They're sending it out to all their membership as a benefit for being a member of Dallas Safari Club. You're going to have some articles about Texas exotics. I got a great follow-up interview with Chris Paranto. He talks about his show, his business, Battle Line Tactical, a new book he has coming out, as well as a new docuseries called War Heroes with Chris Paranto. There's different sections of the magazine. There's a social section, pictures of people, what they do in the off season, different charities, fundraisers, Dallas Safari Club conventions and dinners and things of that nature. There's a trophy room. If you want to send in pictures of what you took that season, we're happy to showcase it for you. Just send it in with your name, where you got it, what it actually was, any stats you want on it. We'll post that in our trophy room. We recently just launched in this issue a 2A section, which talks about the Second Amendment. We all know what the broad brush definition of the Second Amendment is, but I believe that it means something significant to each and every one of us. For me, it means freedom and being able to protect myself and my family. My freedom of speech, my freedom of choice, my freedom of religion, all our basic rights. I feel that if we lose our Second Amendment right, our right to bear arms, all our other rights will fall like a house of cards, because that's what protects all of our rights. And we went out on the street and we got the regular Joe's opinion about what they feel it means to them, as well as some celebrity hunters and things of that nature. And it may evolve as the other issues come out. We might speak about reciprocity or suppressors or things of that nature. But it's always going to be, what does the Second Amendment mean to you?
Yeah, the Second Amendment, folks, if you're not a member of NRA and a proponent of Second Amendment rights, you should be, just like I feel everybody in the hunting industry should be a member of QDMA. And because they do a great job for hunters on the scientific research end of it. And take a look at that. And they've done a lot of work for whitetail hunters. And like I said before, I firmly believe people should be a member of that. And with my upcoming Deer Hunting Institute, you'll have an opportunity to do that with QDMA. So having said that, and a shout out QDMA, when you think about creating a magazine, where do you hope this thing goes?
That's a good question. I only hope it grows in popularity. We have been growing with each issue, and I contribute that to the people involved and the freelance writers and people who have generously donated their time to send me articles. There's always something for everybody. If you're a mountain climber, we have articles about climbing Kilimanjaro or climbing Everest in upcoming issues. There's hiking, fishing, shooting sports. We're not pigeonholed to just a hunting magazine. It's American Outdoor News. It encompasses everything in the outdoors. We look to promote people getting back into the outdoors in any way, shape, or form, whether they want to go fishing, hiking, kayaking. If they want to get involved in shooting sports, we have somebody that writes about shotgunning competitions and things of that nature. Upcoming issue, I have an interview coming with Gabby Franco. She's an Olympic medalist in shooting. So there's a lot for people to see.
That's exciting. I'm just excited for you. I'm glad we crossed paths. And let's let people know how, again, to find you. And if they have pictures or articles they want to submit, how do they do that?
Well, you can email me at editor@americanoutdoornews.com. And if somebody wants to write about a hunt that they went on, I could open up a new section and just have somebody write about their hunts, just the average person. I like the fact that people are writing about their own adventures. Larry Wizoon, Gus Kangemi, Jeff Fuller, and the other writers that I have. Not everybody can afford to go on these hunts. So, they may be able to live the experience through their eyes. And that's what the magazine's about. It's about getting people to do what they really want to do, live their dream.
Yeah, hunting takes us as a 365 whitetail hunter. I live 1,000 miles from the farm that I hunt every fall. But, I talk to the guys every single weekend. What's going on? What are you seeing? When can we frost seed? This and that and this and that. And so to me, whitetail hunting is 365. Other people, it's just a matter of a 9-day gun season where they get with their buddies. They go to the cabin, have a great time, smoke cigars maybe, or maybe not smoke cigars, drink hot tea or drink a beer. It doesn't matter, but they're with their buddies and they've been doing it for years. I mean, Land's sakes, mine's 53 years when I show up the bunkhouse. My buddy and I, we've been doing it together for 53 years. So you think about the hunting tradition, and I think that's where magazines like yours really can help with the 3 R's, retention, reactivation, and recruitment, is tell those stories about the hunting tradition, say, geez, I don't have that, and help people become an adult onset hunter, because that's a growing area because people want meat, want organic meat. Do you know anything about the adult onset hunter that you'd want to talk about right now?
Well, for me, the tradition is a big part of it. It's not just the hunt. It's the whole experience. It's getting to camp with friends and family and spending quality time, whether you're just sitting around a campfire or going out for a hike in the woods or going for a spot and stalk together. It's spending that quality time. It's the bonding experience. That's a big part of it. And the other part is the conservation involved. We're culling out whitetail or bear or whatever. There's a conservation aspect involved, and a lot of people don't even realize that.
Wrapping up here on this segment for Gear Wednesday at Whitetail Rendezvous, Chris, what do you want to leave the listeners with?
Well, we got a lot of things coming in the upcoming issues. Love to see you come subscribe to the magazine at AmericanOutdoorNews.com, or you can take a look at our Facebook page, American Outdoor News. And if you have any suggestions or anything you'd like to see, feel free to let me know. Leave a note on my Facebook page, and I'm always up to try new things and expand the magazine. And I want to see what sparks your interest as well.
And with that, we're going to end this segment of Gear Wednesday with Chris Avena, American Outdoor News.
Thanks for joining us. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for another episode of Whitetail Rendezvous, where you can listen and learn from the experts so you can be more successful on your next hunt. Until next time, listen, learn, and succeed.